Hey guys, what is up? Today I come to you with a double review of Phantom in the Twilight episodes 4 and 5. And my god, by the end, episode 5 was a tearjerker. It was actually a very sad, it was like a sad love story episode. Not only that, the ending of episode 5, I was hyped up. I was hyped up. If you stayed past the end, well, the ending song by the character, you'll see what I'm talking about. So to start off with episode 4 mainly focused on Toryu. As we found out, I believe it was back in episode 2 or episode 1 when they talked about what type of shadow umbra these characters are. Toryu is a ginseng. I still forget to look up what that type of folklore creature is in Chinese mythology, so I'm going to try to look up what he is and tell you guys possibly by next week. Hopefully I remember by then on in terms of Chinese mythology what he does. But we come to find out that he was created by Haysin basically as a tool of destruction, and it wasn't until he crossed paths with Rijan that she put the talisman over him in order for him to no longer be a tool of destruction and to harm other people, but to basically be someone that has a heart. Because when Haysin created him, he created him where he destroys everything in his path and anything that moves to the point where eventually he will explode and damage everything around him. So he will cause mass chaos. So in this episode we have where he practically did that. He wanted Toryu to revert back to his old self. So what they did was remove the talisman that was over him for the past 100 years due to Rijan, and he was causing destruction. And we have where Ton had to eventually make a talisman using her powers that was passed down for her great-grandmother in order to create a new talisman that would not subdue Toryu, but eventually give him a heart per se. So not really much had happened in this episode except for the fact that we do know for sure that Haysin is capable of creating umbras. And if he's capable of that, he's capable of creating many more Toryus in the future. But for now, he's trying to see how Ton is developing through the course of her great-grandmother's blood flowing through her, and the fact that each day she's growing more avid in using her powers, where she's capable of summoning stuff from the shadows, whether there's talisman, chains, or anything of that sort. By the end of the episode, Toryu is reverted back to his same self, and for the fact that it may be possible that he's starting to gain feelings for her, because it was noted by Luke and Vlad that when they came across Rijan, she was always presented in a very delicate but strong manner. The way she dressed was very it's a lot different compared to her great-granddaughter Ton. She had an elegance about her, but they never dressed her as such. But we had where Toryu is very worried and very, hands-on with Ton, so we don't know if he may be starting to catch feelings for her or something of that sort. Now, to get into episode 5, that was a sad episode. That was a sad episode. I didn't expect us to have any episodes where you kind of feel for the characters all that much. We thought each episode shows the case of Ton developing as a character and learning more of her background, learning more of her great-grandmother, as well as the world of the umbras, the shadows, as well as developing in her powers. Might I add that Shin Yao is still being kidnapped, but Chris is keeping a close eye on her and he's not harming her. But she brought up a vital point that was basically the running theme for this episode, that why is it not possible for umbras and humans to associate with each other, or better yet, fall in love with each other. Now we had this new character by the name of Lydia, who we come to find out is an umbra, the type of umbra that is called a Linian Sidhi. I think I butchered the name, but basically it's is almost equivalent to that of a succubus. A succubus. Ugh, my bad. But you know what I'm trying to say. So, you know, like instead of a demon, this one is a fairy who basically sucks out the vitality or the life of someone who is becoming successful. And the more they interact with that person, eventually that person will die. So she was dating this big upcoming singer by the name of Roland Lee, and it's been throughout the whole news that he's been in the hospital, he's missing, and we come to find out that these two were actually lovers for 5 years, and this was before his success as a singer. So nothing really much was happening, but the minute he started to grow in popularity due to his singing, and he was getting, you know, all labels and associated with big top music producers, the more his life was in danger being with Lydia. So she had to separate herself, and the problem was she was in love with him as he was in love with her, and she didn't want to kill him because she loved him that much. And the closer they were together, the shorter his lifespan would be. So we had it where she asked those at the cafe to help her find a new romantic partner, in this case an umbra partner, because it looks like humans and umbras can't be together without eventually either side getting harmed. In this case, we have Lydia and Roland. It came to the point where she asks Ton to find something to kill her if she cannot find a way for both of them to be together. Eventually that was the case, where Ton had to create a weapon, or not a weapon but an armlet, Artemis armlet, which would basically erase an umbra, and they eventually die because that was her wish. She didn't want to kill the person that she loved if they stayed longer together, so she asked Ton to do the favors for her. In return, by using the Artemis armlet, it would basically transform those who you want to save into amethyst. So we saw by the end of the episode, when he was, you know, when he made a comeback, when Roland made a comeback after, you know, getting better and getting back healthier, he had a ring that had an Artemis stone. Basically, that was Lydia in that stone. Even though her physical form is no longer there, her soul resides in the stone. So they will always be together. So it was really sad knowing that, you know, two entities, two species can't coincide with each other. And then I thought, you know, it might be possible because given the opening, Vlad looks like he's starting to have feelings for Ton. And when I thought he was going to kiss her, he pulled a joke on her. But I do believe he's starting to develop feelings for her, either because of who she is or because she resembles Rijan. Now, for that ending, not the ending song. The ending song was sad as well. But after the ending song, we have this character that came in, and he works with Haysin, and they both want to, I guess the whole point of these two characters working together is to get rid of all shadows, all umbras. And he was looking through a picture, looking both at Vlad and Ton. And his name is Van Helsing. And just so you know, it was stated back in episode 2 that Vlad is Dracula. So we're going to have Van Helsing and Dracula go head to head with each other. That's what hyped me up the most about episode 5. I was like, it was a sad love story, and by the end of it, they introduced basically the #1 hunter of all vampires in folklore. So, and not only that, it's kind of coincidence because Castlevania is coming out with a season 2 on Netflix. So I'm like, wait, hold on, wait, what? So I'm excited. I can't wait to see. And I mean, this is episode 5, so we're almost halfway through the series, unless this is going to be 13 episodes or so. But I can't wait for Vlad versus Helsing. in Phantoms in the Twilight. So if you guys saw both episodes 4 and 5 of Phantoms in the Twilight, do tell in the comment section below on how you felt about these 2 episodes. What do you think in particular about episode 5 and that ending, and what do you think about those 2 characters, and what is in store for Ton and the rest of the characters, especially with Haysin having his eyes out for her, as well as Van's Helsing. And also check out the links in the description box. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye!